Well, last night I tried to do the work. I didn't photograph the paintings, and I was quite disturbed by the fact that the lighting was so poor. Now, in the daylight, you can actually see quite a bit. They're quite pretty. Um, my audience, who is buying this stuff, and they actually, this is what they prefer. So one must sell to one's audience, correct? It's sort of chintzy, but for those who like or appreciate floral art in its variety of forms, this would actually be somewhat pleasing. Yes, it can be glorified wallpaper, but c'est la vie. Now, on to the pieces yesterday that were really in the dark. I painted these trees thinking perhaps they were fantasy trees, fictional, that there'd be no tree in the world with a multicolored bark. Guess what, folks? Australian gum trees look exactly like this, or even more colorful. However, this is sort of the beginning and the change of seasons. I had painted a very large painting, 8 foot by 6 feet, I think, weighing about 60 pounds, of this similar style here, but it got stolen. Somebody walked away with it thinking, and I couldn't understand because I had it so hidden in a shed and turned against the wall so you couldn't see this painting. But someone came and took it. Someone's, because it was so bloody heavy. Anyway, as you can see, this is one of the reconstructed canvases where I found the canvas to be too light and not enough texture. And I used shredded paper, glued it, and then stuck over it drafting paper so I can get a lot more texture into the actual painting. And this is what it looks like in the daylight, of course. Much more attractive. And then, of course, you can't just do one. You have to do a series, at least I do. So if the last one was night, this is more day. And again, giving the similar impression of the woods and energy and wind and transformation. This one is much more classic in nature. It's more reflective in the mood that it creates. But again, it's the same sort of wind through the trees and fall and, puddles. And again, part of a not necessarily all the same, but it gives you a bit of a collezione kind of thing. So this is what I spent the last 2 days doing. Yes, prolific. This one, I so admired Chris Hadfield's images of the Earth, space, and I could not get. I could not. This is homage. I could not replicate what he had photographed because I didn't want to photograph. I wanted a painting, and this was what the homage to the space Earth divide that Hatfield provided. I just took the image, or took the memory of it, and came up with this scape. So this is Earth, sky, space, as seen through my eyes, as seen through Hatfield, maybe. Anyway, here we have the Day of the Dead. We have a bride walking through a crowd, or images appearing through that reflect the celebration of the Day of the Dead, and it's quite pretty. I know this thing does not necessarily translate. I mean, you turn your head, but this is what it comes out to look like. It's just a naive artist's impression of a celebration. Well, this is a painting that has a huge history for me. It's been part of a series, and this particular piece I wanted to do back in Korea. I think it was 10 years ago actually, or 8 years ago. I had done 2 other pieces which were 5 foot by 6 foot. This one is 32, I believe, 32 by 24. Again, it's the reconstructed canvases, so that I can actually work with dimensions that are not there, because it gives it it's all cracking, and it's a new painting, but I wanted it to have an aged patina, and that the paint and the medium combine and create something that could be old. And what else did I do? Oh yes, again, the floral art requests. So here are just a simple still life, but with a certain vibrancy and classical lines that stick it in a bedroom, stick it in a bathroom, stick it in the kitchen. I don't care, but people seem to like this stuff. So where else did I go to? Yeah, sort of Japanesey, a Zen approach, simple lines, again working with the tree and working with the rivers of life, and a simple painting without any drama, except in its simplicity. It's quite dramatic. This one is leaves, just ad hoc thrown on, and pieces of remnants of whatever was found. And this is the sort of culmination of work that I have been doing. As you can see, it's very bright now, so it's perfect. So what I'll do is I will end on the moonscape. Ciao for now. It's Cristoph. Bye bye.